Well, wow, I did not set my camera up properly. There we go. Nico I didn't set my lights up. Nico was supposed to jump in at like 5 minutes before we started. Nico was supposed to hop in so we could test audio video because Nico's going to be on here because we're going to talk about something, but I had something I wanted to tell him before we started this. And unfortunately, if Nico was Japan, he would be on Kagoshima time. So if anybody's ever been to Japan, Jared told me he was bringing everybody. So there is a part of Japan, like all of Japan, you could set your watch by the trains, the buses, like all that stuff, everything, nothing's ever late except in Kagoshima. And that's why everybody's like, when you go to Kagoshima, there's a thing called Kagoshima time. And absolutely, Kagoshima time is just, they're on their own time frame. Buses are late, trains are late. You're like, it's Kagoshima time. So Nico's on Kagoshima time. But hopefully he's watching this because the time frame that we had set up for what I'm going to try and announce tonight may change. There's going to be some stuff. So, hey, Jared's here. So hopefully he brought his rowdy band of, it doesn't look like it. There's still only 27 people here. Oh, no, there it is, 58, from 27 to 58. So Nico and I have had this in our head for months that we wanted to do something special. And it's going to involve more than just me and Nico and stuff like that. So Nico and I are planning an actual knife meetup. Not quite a knife show, because that would be fucking impossible. But more like a knife meetup. And we got some ideas, but I'm gonna wait on Nico to get here because he knows more about it. But we're gonna talk about that. And Jared, I forgot to tell you, I absolutely sent you a box of your stuff back. Since you sent me a whole nother box. In pocket today is the Kaiser original. You're going to get to see a full review of that. And if you guys didn't see, I don't know what's going on with notifications. Once again, I thought that something went wrong with the upload. I put up 2 videos today. Sounds. What sounds? You're talking about sounds.
What the fuck is Jared talking about?
I don't know.
Oh, hey, guess who's here? The Hobbit's here. The Hobbit's here with very poor resolution. Yes, I can hear you. This is not how I wanted to test audio and video, but so
like I said, Bridget just got sick today, so.
Oh yeah, so that's great. So
out.
Nico's been sick. And
you can tell by my terrible scruff.
Bro, we can barely see. Like it's like like you've got a light directly behind you, and you're choppy and broken. But hey, that's not the important part. So
yeah.
So Nico and I were talking today. I'm trying to get to it, Murky. So Nico and I have been talking about this for months, doing a physical impatient.
Calm your fucking tits.
So we've been talking about this for what, like 4, 5, 6 months now, that we wanted to do like a physical meetup.
Ish,
something like that.
Yeah. Can I put Murky in timeout?
No, we're not putting anyone in timeout. So at any rate, we did this once before. Jesus.
Yeah.
Christ, it sounded like you fired a gun. It was obnoxiously loud when you coughed. We had the one, what was it, like 2 years ago that we did? The Inland Empire Knife Meetup that we did.
Yeah, I think we did about 18, maybe? Oh, no, we did it at February 2020.
That's what I thought. It's been like two or 3 years ago, just a little over 2 years
Yeah.
ago. So
Yeah.
we did a physical meetup, and it was
right
just like,
before COVID. Holy
yeah,
crap.
it was like,
Oof.
it was just kind of, well, we didn't even really do anything. We just kind of like, hey, we're going to do it. And we had the venue and just a bunch of people showed
Yeah.
up. But this time we've been talking about it for a while. So we got a plan ish. I mean, it's as good as like,
Finally.
I already said,
Ish.
you're on Kagoshima time. And I gave up making plans when I left the military. So you go ahead. I'm going to let you kind of give the gist of it, and then we'll talk about like time frame. And while you're doing that, I'm going to go in and post up a poll to ask people like time frame and like if they're interested and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'll give you solo layout. There you go. I'm still here.
All right. So what we're thinking of is around end of April, May-ish. We're thinking about doing a big get together, doing kind of a prepay thing. So that way, it doesn't waste anybody's time because I'm basically booking that time at the lounge. So that way make
Tell them
sure
what the
that we
lounge.
have
Well,
plenty of room.
explain the venue and all that stuff too. So
Okay.
because no one
So
knows what
it's
the
gonna
lounge
be
is.
at the Craft Lounge in Beaumont. So it is a 14 tap craft beer, wine, ciders, et cetera, et cetera. No spirits, so no whiskey, vodka, anything like that. But so really good beer, really good wines, cider seltzers if you want to bring your girlfriend, your wife, or anything like that. That way they have something to drink. But basically,
Wait.
we're gonna be
You're telling them to bring their wives to a place where they may buy knives? I think
yeah.
I think you are backing the wrong fucking pony.
I'm sorry. I want you to look at my wife and her growing collection.
Yeah, not all our wives are that way.
Hey, who knows? But just to throw it out there, because Alice is in here. No, she's not. No, a man. You gotta think of all those things, Michael.
Yeah, we know, but most of
So
our wives don't like interact well with our knives.
true.
Beaumont's
so there's a lot of different options.
Beaumont's like 15 minutes outside of Palm Springs. It's like literally 15
No,
minutes,
it's
15,
about
30 minutes.
45-ish. So
Not well the way I
45-ish
drive.
outside of Palm Springs. Well, yeah. Then it's about hour 2-ish away from LA kind of thing. So it's kind of Inland Empire. It's the inland. So we're allocating time for lounge because the owner does do events on during the week, weekends and stuff to make sure there's enticement to bring in the crowds. So we're going to be allocating time. So there's going to be a prepay thing to where you prepay, you can get so many drinks, maybe 2 or 3 drinks kind of thing, depending. And because of that, we're gonna. I know a guy that has a hotel down the street. Granted, it's a Motel 6, but just to keep everyone safe, kind of thing. Depending on if they
We'll leave the
get a little
lights
crazy,
on
whatnot,
for you.
everyone's safe.
Yeah. If we'll leave
Exactly.
the lights on for you, because if we
That way,
turn them off,
cockroaches
the
don't eat you.
cockroaches come out. Yeah, they won't get you that way.
Yeah. So we're going to be allocating that. So and then we're also going to have quite a few lotto prizes. I was talking with Russell today at Artisan, so he was thinking about bringing some special pieces that he has. Some special, kind of custom ones of the high end. I was going to try to talk with, some other knife companies. Maybe see some Protex local, see if they can get out there. Maybe see if I can get some other designers.
Protec probably isn't going to be able to make it because they are bouncing from show to show. They're doing the NRA show in April, and then right after that, they have so they're going to be recovering. They're going to be getting done with the NRA show, and then bouncing directly to getting ready for Atlanta. So they just left Texas.
Okay.
Then they're doing the NRA show, and now they're getting ready to go to Atlanta right after that. So
so we're trying to do it
that's
before Blade Show, but enough times that it's not going to be stressing people out. But definitely trying to get Elliot there, and then I don't know, see who I can talk to, see who I can get down there. Like maybe
we might
even do
be able to talk
special.
Might be able to talk Bob Truzola and just coming just to have fun, not necessarily to donate anything. So
yeah, No, not for Bob. Yeah, just show up and I'll take care of Bob. But yeah, no.
Yeah.
So that way, no, it doesn't waste anyone's time. No, so that way, and make sure it guarantees people are going to be there, guarantees that people are going to have fun, and that there's more for them to get, bang for their bucks. So the lottos, and then, maybe even have some tables or sell stuff, maybe even have a little Trader Cove kind of thing going on if you want to do that. And then, but basically just kind of hang out, schmooze, have fun, get to meet people that you wouldn't normally get to meet, especially considering, OC, the Inland Empire, and everything. We don't really have any get-togethers except for CCKS.
Yeah. Well, I mean, except
So
for the last one we did. And so
yeah,
we
but
I
we,
did we
been
we
2
did
years.
this was the first like meet up that I did was here in San
Yeah.
Diego. Like 3 people showed up, and then we did.
Yeah,
I announced the one that we did in 2018, and what we have like 30, 20 or 30 people show up, but a lot of the
Ish.
people that showed up were just like, yeah, but a lot of people just like a lot of people that showed up were like the locals that then are like, what, a knife thing? And there was people that won knives. We did giveaway knives at that one too. There was a couple people that won
Yeah.
knives that were like, holy shit, I just didn't even know we were doing this tonight. So
Yeah. That's what happened last one. One of the guys who won, he was one of the guys who originally helped put the lounge together, so that was kind of cool.
yeah, I remember that. That was fun. So, but yeah, so
Yeah.
you're gonna say,
So just
so like
trying to get
you're
some
getting it all put
advertisements and
together so that we have you're getting it all put together so that we have like a set package. Like if you're coming, there's a hotel room
yeah,
if you want it. You've got your entry,
yeah.
and we're gonna have. Are we also gonna set? Like we talked about? Are we gonna be selling raffle tickets as well, or is there gonna be like free entries and then also
Oh
raffles
yeah.
and stuff like that?
I was thinking yeah. Yeah, I was thinking of no buying into it, you get so many raffle tickets and then you could buy extra if you want.
Okay. So yeah, we've thought about this. Isn't just something like this time. It's not just
That's at least
something that
that's
we
what I
were
was
like,
thinking.
hey, next Wednesday, let's just put it out on the YouTube channel that we're just going to do this and then see who shows up. That's not, and that's how the last 2 meetups that I've done have went. And I actually, the one that
Yeah.
I did here in San Diego actually was fun because we did it at a local pool hall, and they have beer and they have food
Yeah.
and there is lodging close. And, there was parking, like if you needed to park your car overnight, if you needed a designated driver, which my friend Danny absolutely did. Uh, you remember that? He showed up. My buddy showed up like we started it at like 2 in the afternoon. He showed up like faced. Like I was like, Jesus
Oh God, yeah. I
Christ,
remember you
he's
telling me
like
this.
trash. Oh, that's right. You didn't get to go. Yes, cue ball.
Yeah, didn't get to make
There's a
that one,
place down
sadly.
here. If cue ball, you can get in touch with me. I can take you to the pool hall. I don't play pool after the incident where I got a pool stick broke across my face. I just don't play pool anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. If you get in touch with me when you're local in April, I'll take you to the pool hall. It's a really cool place. They have actual like tournaments where professional pool play. It's the nicest pool hall in San Diego. So,
Yeah, it's a nice one.
but yeah, that's what trying to see here. 51% say they're
Yeah.
not interested, but I would imagine that that's because of the location. So
Yeah.
43 votes. So that means that I don't math fast, but almost half of that. Like so.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Nico's
It's decent
right,
for,
and we're gonna work out the dates because I don't know what's going on. I don't know if end of April is enough time out, but I also want
Yeah.
to do it because at that time frame, as long as they don't do my exploratory thing and then realize there's something horribly wrong and I wind up in the hospital for like 2 weeks because they just did the surgery, it should be good for the end of April. So what do you guys think? Like the people that, and I do understand it, there's 89 of you guys and a lot of you guys aren't even in the California area, but like the guys that are local, like I saw Darth BMX said, yeah, he'd be there. I know Vu Fan probably will go. Because we're talking like end of April, like what, like April
Yeah.
28th, 29th, something like that.
Somewhere around there,
We
like
want to
the
do it on
very
a
end,
weekend.
very beginning of May.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we
So,
also, I got to make sure there's nothing already allocated at the lounge already. But I also wanted to do it before so that way, it's not interfering with people's schedules with that kind of thing.
well, and the cue ball just said something. I have not reached out to him yet, but I thought it would be cool if Doug Ritter did come. I
That'd be
thought that
cool.
would be cool. I will talk to Doug, but I do know Doug is busy, and I apologize, guys.
Oh, Doug
and I talked about it at CCKS spring, or I'm CCKS in October, that we were going to do a live feed together, and I still haven't done it. And I talked to him again. He goes, "When are we gonna do live feed?" And I was like, "I don't know. I keep forgetting." So I do know I have to. I do know I owe you guys that. Cue Ball says he may be able to make it.
Yeah, and then if not,
He
if this
lives
is
near me.
too much is going on, maybe what do you think? Maybe July?
Yeah, that was the
Coming up
other option. That's
time
what
in
I
the
was
summer,
thinking.
so that
If we
way.
can't do it, yeah, um, if we can't do it now, I'm gonna say probably July, like tied into like 4th of July kind of thing. Because that way it's more along those lines. We could try and like maybe do it on a long weekend or
Yeah,
something, that long weekend in July. So, but yeah,
yeah,
that's something I just thought it would be cool.
yeah,
And that's why I asked Jared if he could send people over this direction so that we could talk about that, because absolutely I don't know why hang on a second. I have to change this. I don't know why that is still set for that when it should be absolutely be set to a knife shop. There we
there
go.
you go.
I had to teleport from an arcade. Will said if he lived 7 states closer, he'd
Let
be up.
go.
Uh,
Well, hey, like I said, we get a hotel room stuff for you. We can always, we can make it
we're
worth your
not
while.
getting we're not getting fucking airfare for anyone. we're not going through there. Oh, if you're coming, we'll get Bridget to get your tickets. And no, we're not doing that.
Well, yeah, no, that, but no, if they can get here, we can give them some discounts on that because I get it. It's a pain, but we're trying to get people out here. We're trying to get drum up some interest. Trying to make it
Yeah.
a regular thing.
So, and I am going to announce Cue Ball San Diego's a day trip for you. Yeah, I mean, absolutely, you can come down. I would love for you to come down, Chris. That would be awesome. I'm gonna start
Yeah,
doing, so you guys are gonna see it. I'm gonna start doing some uh random, just like random live feeds. You'll notice that I'm gonna put in like giveaway, and I've got some stuff like I'm keeping the high end stuff that is here for the paying members. The paying members deserve that. They get early access to videos. They get giveaways that I do separate of here, and I owe them one because that artisan great white that is supposed to be for the paying members. Somebody won it and said, "Hey, keep it. You're not going to send it to New Zealand." And I'm not into that knife. And I was like, okay, so I have to redraw that for the paying members, and I'm just gonna have to
keep
do
the
that.
fuzz off my ass. No
Somebody's
idea
got
what you want me to do, Josh.
Josh. You don't know what that means?
Yeah,
You
you
don't know
said
what
keep
keep?
the fuzz off my ass.
Yeah, that means keep the cops away from me. Like
No,
keep.
Oh, well, yeah, well, definitely do that because basically all the cops come in. So
What the fuck
I've been
is
sick
wrong
for a
with
week. Shut up.
Jesus
I'm sick
Christ?
for a
Did you
week.
not get enough oxygen to your brain? What the fuck?
No, I've been literally. I'm on an inhaler. Let's put it this way. I have not gotten enough oxygen this past week, doing the coughing and everything.
Plug your ears. Yeah, don't cough right into the microphone like you did before, because it literally sounded like a small explosion.
Yeah. But pocket check. I got the Clen or
Grandmaster
whatever
pocket check.
Klein. Someone did.
I can't. Oh, I like
Door.
how you explained to the folks at home what the fuzz was, Michael. The folks at home appreciate it. I'm surprised that you guys don't know what that is. And rollers, you didn't know what rollers were? Like you ever watch like fucking movies like,
Yeah.
rollers, cops. And rent-a-rollers were fucking security guards, like Nathan.
Yeah.
So
No, once you said
tonight,
it, then it clicked. But just reading it was like burp.
I have to say, tonight, one of the sponsors for tonight is Tempered Trail. So if you're looking for Tempered Trail laces, they source 550 cord, American-made 550 cord. That really drives me nuts, Nathan. You need to fix that. Like when I'm scrolling through and that just pops back to see, I want to scroll back down. I don't want to have to scroll down and then scroll back up. Fix your fucking website.
Because it's trash.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, so Tempered Trail. So if you guys want, I posted up a link and you can use coupon code CrazySharp, capital C, capital S, all one word, CrazySharp, and save 5% on stuff over at Tempered Trail. So consider it done, Pop. You never, okay, go watch the Blues Brothers. And when they're in the shopping mall, like, rent a rollers. It's cops. If I can call them rollers. Let's see here. Are they BDSM safe, Mike? They're shoelaces, Aiden. Fuck. We lost the Hobbit. There he is.
All of a sudden, it just died. That was weird. All of a sudden, just.
It's not weird with my
I blame
live feeds.
tablet.
That happens all the time. Paul Mills, how much would you charge me to sharpen my Ferrum Forge gent? Right now, I don't know. My my shoulder is so. I used the grinder and put a new tip on a guy's expensive chef's knife, and just standing at the grinder for that time, like my arm still like hurts from like the bottom of my ear all the way down to my elbow, and I'm like, Jesus, I wasn't even doing anything that hard. I'm probably gonna have to have another surgery on that shoulder. Paul Mills, yeah, get with me. I could probably do it. It's just you're gonna have to deal with like, okay, I'll be able to do it, but I don't know what day. Kirk Emerson, I'm 70 miles away from OC. If the date is good, I would love to be there. Will be able to trade or sell my own collection. Well, that's what Nico and I were talking about. There's probably if we get enough people, like basically, I don't know if you guys know how this works. At knife shows and meetups, it's like a mosh pit at a concert. They just happen. And there'll be an area where you have a bunch of people. California Custom Show, it's always in that little area outside of the show where they have the couches. Not in the main lobby, but right outside of the convention room. And that turns into like a little de facto knife trade and sale area. They just spawn up. So I guarantee there's probably going to have one of those pop up somewhere. Just be careful.
No,
Don't leave your cases late, open, and unattended.
There's a table that's got a corner.
That's going to be, that's where it's going to happen.
I'll set aside a table so that way it can, people can.
I gotta give Kirk.
Yeah.
I gotta give Kirk his bells.
Some hell's bells.
Thank you.
Sticky header is fixed. Apparently he fixed the sticky header. Let's go ahead and let's refresh the page. Let's refresh the page and see if he fixed it. He fixed the sticky header.
And now it's not trash.
Yeah.
But yeah. So you've got all kinds of different
you still
colors.
need
So
to
if you want to
fix
like
the space between the question mark and the laces.
Say what? So let me hide that. I have no idea what Nico just said.
If you go to laces, it's got an extreme space.
Okay, hang on. Let me go back there because I'm not on there. Laces? Where? Laces? Space question mark?
Sorry.
That doesn't bother me as bad.
Yeah, on the main page. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, I see it. So wow, I'm seeing. Okay, so I'm on the thing here. Let me see here. Can you explain to folks at home what the bell is? I think it's critical that folks know what it is. So the bell is The bell seems logical's girlfriend's necklace. It's a pendant that fell off. She left it. It fell off her pendant when she was here when they visited. No, the bell is how I recognize. So if you drop a super chat, I have anything over $15. Jesus Christ, that's loud. Just mute yourself before you cough. So when I ring the bell, it's to recognize that people have donated money. I would much rather that people actually just took that money and invested it into a monthly membership, because then I can add value back, like I have stuff that the members get. But the bell is how I like. All channels have this little way they do it. Some people have like a stuff like that. But I also have a kangaroo flute. If you donate more than $15, I didn't give free kangaroo flute or bell, so I have to do both. Hang on, allow me to go grab the kangaroo flute. In case you don't know what a kangaroo flute is, that's a term coined by one of my paying members, Zorro. Here, let me get this out of the way. You don't need to. I have a mini didgeridoo. I can't play it well. Right? Hang on. I don't know. It just sounds like my father snoring. So, but yeah, there's your free kangaroo flute. There's your free kangaroo flute, and I'll give you some auto-tune bells for your free bells. If you donate money, you get special stuff. I don't know what the fuck that beeping was. Why am I explaining so many things? So at any rate, can you explain how strong laces are? So the laces are made out of 550 cord, Arrowhead guys. So 550 pounds. So 550 cord it's paracord. We used it in the military for fucking everything. Like we put shit back together. We put doors back on vehicles. We tied mufflers back on. You made hammocks. You basically tied your entire fucking campsite together with it. And this shit was great. It works great. And if you pull the lining out of it, you have little thin pieces of stuff that you can use for like sewing and shit. Like it is one of the most versatile things the military uses. And it does have a breaking strength of 550 pounds. You will tear the eyelets out of your boots before you break those laces. And if you tie someone up with it, they're not getting out of it. I'm telling you right now, you can ask a couple of kids that worked for me that got tied up to a chair. We tied them to a chair with 550 cord. You're not getting out of there without a fucking pair of scissors. But at any rate, so that's that's what those laces are made out of. So Kirk, where and when will the meetup be posted? I will absolutely make a community post. I'll make an Instagram post. I'll post it on Twitter. If you guys don't follow me on Twitter, you can follow me on Twitter and Truth Social and all those places where I will say things. And if you don't already, guys, I'm going to tell you right now, if it happens that I'm able to start a good amount of ad revenue on Rumble, you will never see me on YouTube again. You'll see the videos, but you won't see the live feeds. If things go well and I start picking up more subscribers on Rumble, I absolutely will leave YouTube and you won't see this on YouTube anymore. You'll see the mirror like you do right now. Right now, I'm using Rumble to make sure that everything's set up so that if I do get kicked off of YouTube, which the writing on the wall, it's getting worse. YouTube is actually squashing all the knife channels. Jared's views are down. My views are down. Anyone that has anything that is just not like your TikTok dance videos and fucking telling everybody how good the new Disney movies are, then you're getting suppressed on YouTube. And I absolutely am sick of it. And if I can get stuff up, Kirk, there's your bell. If I can get stuff up and get my subscribership up on Rumble, absolutely, I will move to there. I've reached out to Steven Crowder about seeing like, hey, he's bringing on small channels into this thing that he calls the new mug club. He's already got a gun channel. I was like, why not a knife channel? Why not a couple knife channels? Why not a bunch of us? So if that happens, you will not see me. You will not see me on here anymore. So guys, I'm not going to be able to read all these ones that what's a didgeridoo? It's a kangaroo flute. And what's a kangaroo? That's a rat. Or a kangaroo is a rabbit that went to prison. Ever seen them motherfuckers? They're all jacked. Like they just got out of a fucking 8-year fucking sentence. This is like QVC. No, it's not like QVC. Aiden. Can't use them on Polly's ex. What? I don't know.
The laces.
They're not long enough. I'm trying to scroll through this. I'm not going to be able to read all of this. Explain it. Why would you do it? Because it's fucking funny. That's why. Like, if you're in the military, I got news for you. If you spent if you live on a ship, especially like when you're underway and you've been underway for like 8-10 weeks and you haven't seen anything or done anything except seen like what color is the sky, depends on what room you're in. That's what it's like. And you get bored and you're like, hey, where's the new guy? Why? We're going to tie him to a chair and push him down the hallway. We're going to duct tape him to the fucking ceiling. We're going to duct tape him to the light fixture. Who knows what we're going to do? We'll tie him up and pretend he's a piñata. Mike, can you explain to folks at home how to best subscribe and why they should? Well, why? Because
I do all kinds of stupid shit, especially in live feeds, like this.
Oh, wrong button.
I've been doing this for how many months now with the soundboard, and I still get it all fucked up. I'm trying to get caught up, but the chat is going so fast that I can't. Okay, I am caught up. Please explain to the guys what it's like to live on a ship out at sea. It's like a prison, only on the water. Yes, I'm all set up on Rumble. So guys, if you just go, I have links to my Rumble channel in all my videos. And basically what I use Rumble for right now is it's a mirror. So like everything I put up, like this live feed, you'll be able to see it in its entirety on Rumble like tomorrow. Tomorrow sometime, but usually videos are like within a couple hours, you'll see the video that you saw on my YouTube channel on Rumble. And everything's the same. So there's, Aiden, I was on co-ed ships and I got one thing to say to you. There was people like, I bet it was like a big fuck party. Have you ever seen some of the women that are in the Navy? I've never been that desperate.
It's still a sausage, especially because there's stuff like a sausage.
Can you explain what an OnlyFans is? So OnlyFans is where all these chicks that you see on Twitter and on Instagram that are like dressing provocatively. I would name one of the females that does that, but I don't want to get fucking sued. But that's where they have a link tree in their bio and it takes you to OnlyFans. And for money, they'll send you pictures of their beehole. It is like,
no,
it is
no
the worst. And there's
Leo.
So many chicks are falling into that trap. Like they're getting OnlyFans stuff. Have you like, I do want to talk about this. I find it hilarious. Like all these chicks that are fucking like, oh, my life's ruined because I put pictures of my beehole up on the internet. And then the school board found it and kicked my kid out of the school. And I was like, how much money did you make? There are very few of those women that have OnlyFans accounts that make more than just like a couple dollars. But those pictures are out there forever. Yeah. Like for the rest of their lives. Yeah. And I'm like, way to go. You ruined your life for like $250. I would tell the joke, but I don't want to offend people. Like I honestly go out of my way not to offend people. I'm not good at it, but I try. I do.
Try very hard and you fail miserably. But you try.
I do. I try. I try. Like I give it a shot. I give it a shot, and I go so far, and then somebody says something. I look at them, and I'm like, in a perfect world, you'd have smothered yourself in your crib with a blanket. You know, shit that my father used to say.
I love that one.
My father,
Mhm.
I heard my father say that to a guy that worked for him, and I was like, "Good God!" And one of the ladies at the jail was like, "Is he always like that?" And I was like, he's mellowed out. Like he's nowhere near as bad as he used to be." Guys, here is the other sponsor of today's live feed, Coffee Brand Coffee. So I'm gonna post. Here is my actual link to Coffee Brand Coffee. They were really cool. I had a phone call with them today with their marketing manager, and they are very, very helpful. They're going to help me get a more refined uh, premise for like ads and stuff like that, and overlays and shit like that. So, Mike, can you explain to folks why you're friends with Polly? Well, I fucking can't.
You know, as I think about it, I absolutely don't fucking know why I'm friends with Polly.
The Hobbit now has 2. Look at that. Oh, there it went. Oh, I was trying to you had 2 of them
There
up
it
there. So
I figured.
without coffee, Mike's just an uncivilized
Yes, go.
Sasquatch. Fucking with coffee, I'm pretty much that. Richard Hubble, Mike's OnlyFans. I don't think you would. I don't think you would, because I think you'd be very disappointed. Because here's what it would be.
No.
I would have a friend.
Yeah.
I have a plan. I would have a friend set up a script that locks you onto that site, and you have to donate money, and I would come out naked, and the more money you donate, the more clothes I put on. So, like, do you guys want to hear a story? That reminds me of a story. You want to hear a story? Some people were like, you need to tell some of these drinking stories. And everybody's like, well, that's all you ever tell is drinking stories. And I was like, you know why I only tell drinking stories? Because no good story starts with, so I was eating a salad. Fucking, I went to a bar with a friend of mine named Rodney Smith, Rod Smith, and I. And Rodney had been in the Navy for a long time, and I hung out with him. He still lives in Japan. So Rodney and I went out drinking, and we went to a strip bar right outside of the gate on BC Street in Okinawa, Japan. At one point, BC Street was hey. I'm not ringing the bell for that. Yeah, I will. So at any rate, BC Street was off limits for a while, and there was a lot of these strip bars right outside, and there was a lot of the Filipino ladies that had gotten, they just worked at the bars. Oops, sorry about that. And so I pushed the wrong button. And so we were out there the one night, and the thing was, they weren't allowed to they would strip to a bikini. They weren't allowed to show like full frontal or anything like that. It's basically a bar. And so Rod was famous for doing things to get chicks to violate those rules. Like, we were sitting there and we were drinking with this one girl, and she's like, "Oh, I'm going to dance next." And he's like, if you flash me your cooter, I'll this is getting demonetized. Guys, if you want to help out, I'm getting this is about to get this live feed will get demonetized.
Yeah.
I absolutely will say now, like, buy a membership or pay a super chat. Any rate, so Rodney tells this girl that's sitting at the bar with us, she's like, "I'm getting ready to dance." He's like, I will buy you a bunch of drinks. And so what they would do is they'd get a glass of like tea, and they'd charge you $10 for it. And it was like, that's how they made money. And it was a buy me drink bar. So this girl, she's like, "Okay, I'm going to go up." And she gets up on the stage, And Rodney and I are drinking our beers, and he goes, and she comes over to where we're at and comes over to our table, and she pulls her bikini out of the way and shows us her, her business. And Rod looked at me, and she's still dancing, right? And she goes over to the other side of the bar, and she's dancing. And he goes, "Finish your beer. We got to fucking go." And I was like, "What?" And he goes, "I'm not fucking buying her a drink." And I was like, "You sorry motherfucker." He's like, "We got to go right now. We got to go. I'm not paying for that." And so I'm like slamming my glass of rum and Coke, and he goes, "Bro, I'm not joking. We got to fucking go." And as we're leaving, you could hear her cursing, "You son of a bitch, you motherfucker." And so we came back like a couple weeks later, the ship pulled back in, and we come back and we go to the bar, and this girl was on the stage, and she was so mad. She was throwing stuff at us. She threw a light at us. She pulled stuff off the shelf and threw at us. And then she was so mad, she started throwing her clothes at us. And Rod starts calling her names. And I was like, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "The madder she gets, the more clothes she takes off." And I was like, "You're a horrible person. And I absolutely love hanging out with you." Was it a ladyboy? No, we didn't go to ladyboy bars. Hang on. I gotta ring. I gotta play the kangaroo flute. Did that sound better? Did that sound more like a didgeridoo? Or did it just sound like a fart?
Ish.
I hope you fall down and rupture your scrotum.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said that shit. I said what I said. And here's a little bit bell to go with it. Thank you very much, Will B. Yeah, we used to go out to BC Street in Okinawa all the time. Like I knew my way around. Like guys would be there. I would walk in. I would be like, "Mike," and it was like, "Dude, just like cheers. What the fuck?" Like Norm. So, are you needing to attend to your sick wife?
Hmm? No.
I can't even tell if his audio and video is working.
Can you hear me? Nope.
Explain. Oh, you were like frozen, like you were like the whole time.
Oh,
What is a
I was
ladyboy?
reading the chat and stuff like that.
What is a ladyboy, Kyle? I don't think you really want to. Here's the thing. That's one of them touchy subjects on YouTube, and I'm just gonna leave that one be. We're just gonna pretend I didn't even read that one.
Yeah. Yeah, we're that's avoiding.
Yeah, that's why I want to move to Rumble, because there's so many things I wanted to fucking say when I read that. I'm like, this is where you make your income. That's what I'm getting tired. You know what I'm tired of? I'm tired of self-censorship, and I'm tired of telling people what they can't say on my live feeds. You know what I mean? It's just it's irritating. I hate it.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let's see here. The guy that's 2 feet taller than everyone was memorable. That is true. That is true. I used to go. I had a Japanese friend. I had a Japanese friend that owned a car shop, and I used to hang out at his place all the time. He'd take me drinking and shit. And I wound up going to bars that Americans never went to. Like we called it sake. So they had Sailors Town, which is where all the sailors hung out. I remember I showed you a bunch of pictures of like Sailors Town and shit. Nico, we found them online, old pictures and shit.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And then there was in the middle of Sailor Town was Four Corners, and we called it Four Corners because there was literally a bar. There was a cross street, and there was a bar on each corner, and you just went in a clockwise rotation. That way, you didn't get kicked out of any bar. Like you didn't stay at any bar long enough to do anything to piss them off enough to get kicked out. And but I used to go down to Saki Town because that's where all the Japanese guys were. And it was just like a mirror image. You had sailor bars, and then you had down in the other part of town where all the Japanese guys would go. And I would go down there, and guys were like, "Oh, you can't drink down there. You can't go down there. I won't let you to bars." And I'd walk up, and they're like, "Oh, those all," and my friends are like, "How the fuck do you do that?" And I was like, "I got more Japanese friends than I got American friends."
Yeah.
So I saw somebody say something about karate chopping ice. Was that it? Somebody said something about karate chopping ice, and I'm trying to think. What is that from? Was that Karate Kid 2? Where they broke the ice at the... Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
If a story starts with Mike
It's a
has a
gross.
friend,
I've
it's
seen it.
already hard to believe. I can't see any of that. I'll tell you what, there's a lot of stories that end with, and that's when Mike got arrested.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when that's when base security had to come and remove Mike from the premises. That's the time, and that was the moment when Mike got smacked in the face with a pool stick. Shit like that. There's a lot of those stories. I woke up in a cell on base, and I woke up and I was like, cool, I'm in bed. And I was like, what's that smell? Have you ever been to a jail? Like anybody in the chat, if you've ever been to like a jail or like a small town sheriff's department jail, every police station, every sheriff's department, every prison, they all use the exact same fucking sanitizer and cleanser. And so I'm all like warm and curled up in bed, and I was like, haha, and I was like, I know that smell. And I wake up and I sit up and I'm in the one of the holding cells at base security. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I fucking look up, and through the bars is my friend, it's my friend Stacy. And he's like, nah, man, you're not in any trouble. He's like, I was out. And he goes, you were sleeping on a park bench. And and I was like, that makes sense, because like now I remember, I was like, why am I as I'm waking up, I'm like, why am I in a bed? Because I'm pretty sure I laid down on a park bench. And he goes, yeah, I just brought you back. He's like, I get off work in like fucking 10 minutes. I'm going to take you home. I was like, sweet. Cool. Nothing like waking up in your natural PJs and not remembering. You know what makes for a bad day? You know what makes for a rough day? Is when you wake up and you open your eyes and the first thing you see is pavement. You're like, oh, this is going to be fucking rough. I'm not going to feel good. I am going to have a rough day.
Yeah.
Nico, would you like to tell everyone what? Because my recollection of the night of my birthday in Vegas is much foggier than yours. Do you remember that night? That was the night that I took
it. No,
I don't fucking remember as much of it as I want.
you were very, very happy, and you were talking with basically Ramon like all night basically.
Oh yeah, me and Ramon Chavez were chilling. Everything was going good.
Everyone just drinking drinks.
Well, that's because Mr. Tempered Trail decided that he was going to stand up when he found out that it was my birthday, because I kept that shit secret. It was just me, you, Aaron Frederick, Nick Shabazz, and Will and Eric Touch. And I had no intention going to the Cove. And fucking Tempered Trail decided he was going to tell everyone. And it really didn't have to tell anyone. He told Jake McCoy. And I don't know if you know this, television.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Or Jason. He told Jason. Television, Jason. Jason told everyone in the Cove it was my birthday. And the next thing I know, then Nico had to tell the rest of the story, because I remember at one point you're like, I'm going back to the room. I was like, no, you're not, because I won't ever find my way back. I am way too drunk for that.
I was exhausted. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna go back, kind of thing. And then you're like, no, you have to stay, because on top of that, you had your pen too.
I didn't do too much with that, because
so you had a good
Ramon Chavez had a bottle of Crown Royal that every time my glass got empty, he just kept pouring in it, and I was like, Ramon, I'm and Nathan had Crown Royal vanilla. Between the two of them, I'm like,
oh yeah, he did.
Jesus. I woke up the next day and wished I'd died as a small child.
There wasn't that much that happened, because I was just hanging out with people. Got tired, and you were just like, I can't leave. Don't leave me. Don't leave me.
Don't leave. Well, they wouldn't let me leave every time.
Chill. I know.
So we got back to the room. We got back to the room at like 2:00 in the morning when they closed the Cove.
Yeah.
Like that was it. They were like, I don't care where the fuck you go, but you can't stay.
Yeah, we literally closed out the place.
And I went I went back, I got in a fucking, I took a hot ass bath. I sat in the bathtub till like fucking 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. It was, bro.
Yep.
That lady, that little girl that gave us the fucking Irish coffee the next morning, like I would not have survived.
Oh,
I
she
thought we were gonna need
she
to
was
leave,
beautiful.
guys. Like we got up, and I was like, "Let's just go. You're driving. Let's get the fuck out of town." And
Yeah.
he was like, "We have to go to the fucking show." And I'm like, "Do we?
Yeah.
Do we really?"
Yeah.
We had
Yeah.
we
I'm
had
very glad I asked. Like, hey, can I have an Irish coffee?
Oh,
And
it's so
you
fucking
lit up like you lit up. You're like, yes, that's what I need.
It's such a good idea. She didn't even charge us. Like she looked at me and she was like, "Here you go." And I was like,
Oh
she
yeah.
didn't even charge us for the fucking Irish coffee. She like looked at me and was like, "Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna I'm gonna have mercy on this poor guy."
Oh, I didn't know she didn't
Could-
charge for it. Nice.
Yeah, well, no, because remember I had the bill and I was like, all right, because
Yeah.
we got paid. So guys, the reason that we couldn't not go to the show that day is we had gotten paid. Like our hotel room was paid
Yeah.
for,
Well,
our gas was paid for, our entry into the show was paid for because we were entered as proxies into the lotteries, and so we had to be there
yep.
to sign up. So the guy
Yeah.
that paid our way was like, he's like, "Okay, well, I'll tell you what tables." And you were like, "We still have to go in there to do that." And I was like, "I don't want to. I want to go back to sleep.
Yeah.
I just want to stay that way."
Yep.
So on a Sunday at like what 8:30 at night, 7:30 at night, we left Vegas.
I think so.
It
Yeah.
was it was the longest fucking drive out of Vegas. Like I knew we were in trouble
Oh
when
yeah.
I knew we were in trouble when we hit that, what is it? Whiskey Pete's going out of town, like
Yeah.
the largest that gas station, and like I could see the line at the customs checkpoint station, but the fact was everybody
Mhm.
was like stopping. There was no one there. It was closed. It was just a straight shot. We got up there and I'm like, fucking hours, like 2 hours just to get from the gas station through the checkpoint, the border checkpoint. And there wasn't even a border
No.
patrol officer there. And I was like, are you like Nico was I literally was about to get out of the car and start throwing shit. Like I was like, you stupid motherfucker.
Mhm.
As you come out and start up the mountain to come out of Vegas. If I had a gun.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Nathan and Michelle got lost. They took the dirt road out. Remember? They went the wrong way and wound up going up through like the abandoned.
I took that road out when I went with the road trip with my brother years ago. There was a
You wind up going.
so we took back road, and yeah, we
That takes you through
went
Joshua
up all the
Tree,
way
right?
into Yucca. Yeah, Joshua Tree,
Yeah.
Yucca, and then back.
Okay.
Yeah,
You guys want to hear
that's
this?
a
If you've ever taken that route, Nico one time actually suggested it.
later.
I was like, "Oh man, we're leaving late and shit was going on." And I was like, he was like, "Well, we could go instead of taking the 15, we could go out through Joshua Tree." And I literally looked at him and I was like, "Are you fucking with me right now? We in a fucking goddamn
Oh, giving him options.
Volkswagen Golf? You want to go out through Joshua Tree, out that dirt ass road where there's nothing? What goes on in your head?
Giving you options.
You blow a Nico's ear. It
So
sounds
what
like
you see
somebody
that the
blowing into
one way isn't that terrible?
Yeah, actually, I've done it before. Is this? Can you explain to the folks at home why it's important that you don't drop the soap in prison? They really want to know. I don't know. Figure it out yourself. Go to prison. Okay, take it easy, cue ball.
Later, Q-ball.
I'll tell you, I did do this. I did this when we had new guys, and the guys that had been there for a while thought it was hilarious. I like to do anything I can to make people uncomfortable. Nico knows this. I go out of my way. I find something that makes someone uncomfortable. So we had a new guy, and he was just like really like the new guy in a shell, just straight out of boot camp, doesn't know it. And so I had not really introduced myself to him yet. And so they were like, "Hey, new guys in the bathroom." So I went in, and I went into the bathroom naked. And then he was in there like getting done with his shower and shit. And they're like, "Hey, the new guy's there." So I left my towel and shit No, I had gotten in the shower, and one of the guys was like, "Hey, your new guy's out there," and I was like, "What's he doing?" He's like, "He's just washing his face, brushing his teeth, like combing his hair and shit." And so I left my towel and everything hanging up, and I come out of the shower butt naked, and I see this guy, and I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" And I turned the hand dryer on, and I'm standing there. I was like, "Nothing beats a shower, man." And I'm just drying off, and this kid's just like looking at me like, "What the fuck?" And one of the guys was like, "Hey, man, this is your new guy," and I was like, "I got a new guy." And this kid was like, "This is my fucking boss." Like I'm standing like, I was like, "Make sure you dry under your ball sack or you'll get fucking, you'll, you'll get fucking jock itch." And I'm like ball sack up and I'm turning on the air dryer and like just trying to drive off and shit. And this kid is just like looking at me like, "Oh, what the fuck is this shit?"
Oh no.
He had a thing with like he was really awkward about like being around people and shit. And so we had these yeah, this is definitely demonetized live feed. So we had these weird computer desks. It's not real. It's a joke. Like I was fucking with him because that's what he's thinking. And so we had these old CRT style computer screens, and we had the towers, but these desks were like this box, and you sat up in it, like you slid up because it had a glass top, and the monitor was mounted underneath so that it took up less space and shit didn't rock around. Everything was strapped down, and then the tower was on the side. But when you slid in to see, you had to pull the keyboard out, so you're like stuck in because the arm of your chair is up in there, and we took the wheels and on all the desk chairs, the office chairs, and put tennis balls on them so they wouldn't roll around when the ship rocked. So he can't just like slide out. He's got to like pick the chair up and like, kick it out a little bit, like pick the chair up and move back. Right. And so he's in there and he's leaned over and I see him. And I'm hot and I'm sweaty. We just got done working, and he was doing some paperwork. He was doing admin for me. So everybody took the new guys the young kids always did a bunch of admin stuff, like just little stuff. And so he's typing up an email or something, and so he's like leaned forward, and he's in an office chair, a lot like my gaming chair, but it's only like this high, like it's like halfway up his back. And so being tall, I like walk up behind him and I'm in coveralls, and I didn't wear underwear because that's just one less thing it's just one less piece of laundry you got to do. So I'm just in coveralls with just a t-shirt and coveralls. And I kick my leg up and I get in between, and I like drop down in behind him and I lean on him and I was like, "What you doing, buddy?" He goes, "Please get off me." I was like, "What are we looking at?" And he goes, "Oh, this is horrible. You're all sweaty." And I was like, "What's going on?" And I lean and he's like, "I can feel your junk on my back." I was like, and I was like, at the end of it, by the time we got done, that kid was so out of his shell. He was hilarious. Like he was not embarrassed about anything. And that was the thing. Like you had to build up that, like, it was a camaraderie thing. We fucked with each other constantly and mercilessly. It was so much fun. Like everybody's like, "Oh, hazing's bad." No. Hazing is amazing. It makes you a better, like when you haze each other. No, I'm not talking like hold a guy down and shove a grease gun up his butt. That's not the kind of hazing I'm talking about. But like this little bit of like fun hazing that we always did, it made us such a close-knit group. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
That's the
No,
I
no,
don't
that's
miss
just
the
a
military. Yeah, I don't miss the military. I miss the guys. I miss the shit we did.
Yeah.
Why is it important to haze the new guy?
So that motherfucker doesn't get lofty goals and he knows his goddamn place.
That's why. I mean, it really is. Like who the fuck out? Hey, GM1, I was thinking, really? You should fucking stop doing that because they don't pay you enough yet. Why can I hear like a delay of, like, I can hear me echoing like through your headphones.
I don't know.
Okay, I want you to do me a favor. When you hear this, when you hear this noise, we're gonna play a little game. when you hear the noise that I make, I want you to raise your hand. There's a fucking delay. That's what it is. That's why it's so weird trying to communicate with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a 2-second delay.
Yeah, no, it's extremely delayed. And then it like speeds up and catches up.
Yeah. Can you explain to the folks at home why Tucker Carlson no longer wears bow ties? You ever tied one of them fucking things? That's why. So actually we do have to, I do want to do some knife stuff. I fucking don't have it. It's over here. Hang on. I have stuff. Hang on. I have a couple things. You're gonna get a sneak peek. You're gonna get a sneak peek of a couple things that you're gonna see here in just the next day or two. I have the new knives Companter. And I did a video about it, and I dig this. I've got to the first impression video is up, and then I also ooh that would have hurt if it fell on my foot. I did a video about this magnetic. Looks like a Chavez. Aiden, have you seen a Chavez? It does not look like Chavez.
No.
It looks like somebody put a new blade on, and the handles are very Elementum-esque. But I reached out to this company. Like they didn't reach out to me. I reached out to them. I was like, hey, you know what? I saw a couple things on Instagram. I saw your knives. I'm just curious, like, if you wanted to send some stuff in for review. I'm not just trying to get free shit. Most of the time, stuff like this winds up being giveaways. And they're like, yeah, we'll send you one of them. Just give me your address. And it showed up, and I was pretty impressed with how well it cut. 2A Dave was here. He liked it a lot too. But do you remember Jeff? Our friend, Matt's friend, Jeff, that went to the knife show with us? Big Jeff. We all rode together from Tino's house. He let me borrow this magnetic, not a Bally, not a gravity knife. Like, I've seen people like, it's a magnetic Bally, and there's like Jared's like, it's a magnetic gravity knife, and I'm like, it's neither. It's something in its own right, and it's actually really cool. And I just did a video about that, so you guys are going to get a sneak peek of some of that stuff. I don't know how much any of this stuff costs, so before you guys ask, like, what's the price and stuff like that, if you've never been here, if you haven't subscribed, absolutely, I would love it if you subscribe. And if you haven't dropped a like already, that helps push the channel up the algorithm. But if you don't know how I do videos, what happened? What'd I miss?
Oh man, sorry. Todd almost killed me.
What did I put?
Happy Haptics was asking what the vote was for.
Yeah, we're gonna film it. It's an orgy. No, fuck, I forget. So when I get knives in, I don't look. When I get a knife in, I don't look up price. I try to keep myself away from that. I may pull up a purchase link and put it in, but I try to stay away from like how much they cost, because then you could get biased. Like, you're like, oh well, it's like a $30 knife. So I try not to do that, and so I just fly into it blind, and that allows me to give things more of an unbiased review. You know what I mean? If you send me a knife and tell me that it's like a $30 knife, I may look at it and go, it's going to be a piece of shit. If you send me a knife and I carry it alongside $1,000 knife for a day, and I'm like, that's a pretty good knife, and then look up the price, it makes it a much more honest review process. What is this? Can you explain to the folks at home how the YouTube algorithm works in detail? No, because no one knows how it works. I don't think YouTube knows how it works. But I do know that there are some things that help. Likes absolutely help. Okay, so the thing was like I should take that poll down. Let me go ahead and I'll do that right now. Let me end that poll. I just want to see. So 75 votes, 51% said they would attend if they can, if they were interested in attending. So
Nice.
I didn't mean to do that. So yeah, it's we're working out we're working out a in-person meetup, kind of a knife meetup, not necessarily a YouTube meetup. I am going to do a San Diego area YouTube meetup, and we're probably going to do it at the same place we did it the first time, which is the pool hall in San Diego. But that's something that like I just got to figure it out. But considering I don't drink anymore, we could do it anywhere. You know what I mean? I don't like feet. Seems logical. I'm not even going to talk about that. Maybe you should. Maybe you should ask Zorro what his fascination with feet are. Funny how seems logical is messing you with you. Yeah, seems logical. Can you explain to me what your fascination is with me explaining things? I'm not Mr. fucking Rogers, okay?
You're pretty entertaining, like, and you do explain things in an interesting light. So
Edibles allowed? You guys fuck do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You come to a lot. Yeah, fuck yeah. It's a cow. I'm in San Diego. Fucking edibles allowed. Fuck, they fucking proudly give you some. Like, oh, you didn't bring your own edibles? Here, you can have some of mine.
Oh yeah, the lounge is like that too. So
Yeah. I know. I was smoking wax in the lounge. I was like, ooh, it's gonna be a long evening.
Well, not supposed to do it in the lounge.
I mean, nobody told me I couldn't. They may have, and I might have just been like, really? Sorry.
Yeah.
I forgot. I still remember who was the guy who was the guy that was like that was at the lounge. We were talking to him. He knew you and he knew me from the YouTube channel. But like I was like, bro, like slow down, and the night's early. And he was like, oh, I'm not that drunk. And he was drinking one of those IPAs that they've got at the lounge that's like 7 or 8%. And he was just fucking drinking them. He came up from San Diego. And he was like, no, I'm fine. And he got ready to stand up. And I was like, he's like, no, I'm fine. And plus my girlfriend's driving. And I was like, okay. So they were visiting one of her friends, or she was visiting one of her friends or something. And he's like, no, I'm fine. And he got ready to stand up, and he stood up, and he was like, oh shit. And I was like, fucking, he's like, my legs don't work. Oh shit.
Yeah.
I remember laughing. I remember Elliot was like, yeah, you tried to fucking warn him. Hang on a second. I have to.
That's why I don't drink while sitting down.
No, I always drink standing up. You got to drink standing up. Guys, I'm going to tell you right now, as a former professional stunt drinker, never drink sitting down. It's a bad look. You are going to try to stand up and realize that you're falling. Every morally questionable thing Mike ever has done, and well, no one told B not to. Isn't it? Yeah, it absolutely, it was like that, only he was falling over. He didn't just like sit up and go, oh, I'm back down. He was like, he stood up and was like, I was like, ooh, let's get you back in your chair. I'm trying to prioritize this device. Guys,
no biggie.
Go to Tempered Trail, check out his shoelaces. Use my coupon code CrazySharp, all one word, capital C, capital S, CrazySharp, and go to Coffee Brand Coffee. Someone bought, I'm going to tell you guys right now, I haven't gotten rid of it yet, but if you guys are looking at some of my older videos, don't use the Coffee Brand Coffee code link there. That's an old one. It doesn't work right. And it doesn't give me my full purchase amount because they changed it. So I had a call with Coffee Brand Coffee today. I was going to tell you that. This is just me talking to Nico. You guys were just privy to the conversation. So I had an actual call with them because they're like, hey, anything we can do, telling me the stuff that they're wanting to do. Like the stuff that they're going to provide me to support, like they're giving me graphics and overlays and stuff like that. And so was talking about it and I was like, yeah, I mean, it's like, I was like, yeah, because now I get more per purchase than I did before. And so I was like, well, the whole thing is like, I get more now, but the fact is like, I still have to compete against, like, there's so many people out there that had like the coupon codes. And I was like, it's just like, see, he's like, no, we deactivated all this. Like there's only a handful of people now that have coupon codes. It's all partnership now. They don't have affiliates. They went to just all partnered. It's a partner program now.
Okay.
So it's actually really cool. It's a really cool company. Jeremy at the Courting reached out to me directly. I was really ecstatic about it. You guys are going to see ads. The only thing is, I have to tell you, I got to run ads and videos. It's the only way I can do it. So with that being said, I do have to do something. I wanted to show you guys. Let me see. Nico, entertain the folks for a moment while I do this. Nico gets full screen. Show him your oddly shaped baloney nipples. Actually, I can't do what I was going to do. I can't do what I was going to do because
stop trying to kill me.
I can't do what do what I was going to do because the fact is that I don't have that hard drive connected. So just don't choke on your vomit. Bad way to go. Bro, my buddy Jimmy, when we were in high school, my buddy Jimmy got drunk at a high school party, at a football party, and like was laying on his back, like totally straight up Jimi Hendrix, like straight up, like throwing straight up, like on his back, like, and I was like, roll that motherfucker over before he dies. What's the big announcement? Well, we did that in the first 15 minutes, but I'll tell you what it is. William, is it Tool or Tool? Tule?
Tule.
You know how to pronounce that. Quit fucking playing around, dipshit.
No, we're Nico and I are planning an in-person knife meetup in the Inland Empire up in Banning, which is, he says it's like 45 minutes outside of Palm Springs. I say it's like 15 or 20, but I also know that Nico doesn't drive like I do. 2A Dave can tell you I drive like a maniac. He was like 115 on a Sunday on the 805 to just go 2 exits. It's not called for. And I didn't realize that 2A Dave, I didn't realize that 2 Adave, Mr. Adave gets motion sickness. And he threw up his Jack in a Box loaded fries all over my yard. Like I walked out there, I was like, why is there so many French fries out here? He was like, you son of a bitch, stop. And I was like, how come you couldn't just, like, if you had just, why couldn't you just walk around the back and throw up? I wouldn't have had to feed the cats. And he goes, you son of a bitch, shut up. Like, knock. I was like, where's your mom? That's not your mom. That's Michelle. Son, put your nipples away. That's not your mom.
She's con mom.
Oh, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
spent a lot of the time that we ever hung out at that point, I was intoxicated. I don't know if you know that.
Oh, I know.
It's pronounced tool. The E is silent. William's a tool.
Hey, even I don't think that was very nice. I mean, let's say something about Zoroaster. Like, it's just too easy.
So,
yeah.
Let's see here. Explain to the folks at home what Inland Empire is. No. Fucking, you have the wealth of human knowledge at your fingertips. I believe that you can do that yourself. So we're already past the point where I typically do this. So this is going to piss Bubbles off. I've got to find it. But we're gonna pull up Cutlery Corner Network's live feed.
Oh God.
Allow me to. Actually, you know what we're gonna do? We're just gonna pull up Jod only.
Oh God. Oof.
We're gonna pull up Jod only. We're gonna pull up the newest one. I haven't seen it yet. This guy has been doing this for a while now, and I didn't realize it. Allow me to.
There's Bubble.
Bubbles like, fuck! God damn it! We're gonna pull this up, but this is the cognitive decline of Cutlery Corner's Todd Boone. So it's only Todd, and it's just like you guys know we gotta have Todd. We can't have oh wait, I gotta grab that cord. Pause momentarily. I gotta grab the audio cord for that because I don't have it connected yet, or it will sound like shit because you're gonna hear it through the microphone. There we go. There we go. There we go. You guys ready? Can you see it? Is it up? Because I can't see. I'm on the actual.
On this one here, just 1 second. The tulip shield is turned into a top.
This
a top
is Jod Boone. What happened?
All right, we got the Old Valley Forge. Look at.
I don't know what happened on that one. Yeah, I'd like to hear Nico explain a few things to folks at home. What it's like to let your dog knock you down and help you in public. Folks at home would love an explanation.
You're way ahead of me. There we go.
Jod!
See, I always lend a help.
Is it loud enough, or do I need to turn up Cutlery Corner?
We're going to have some beautiful olive wood from Spain. We're going to have the brass and the wine wood spacers. Then we're going to have crown.
Oh, look at that.
Crown stag is.
Look at that. Look, it's got dings and nicks and shit in already.
And it's hard to get. Well, they only grow 2. And then you've got 2.
They only grow 2.
Hand selected. We don't use cracked stag, folks. That goes to the, basically gets ground.
I think Nico froze.
And stuff like that.
Nico absolutely froze. There's no way he can make that face for that long.
One of our up and coming brands. We've had it for a while, but we've really concentrated on expanding the variety.
Stop
There's
then.
The old badge or the old star right there. $140 retail item. You're also going to receive a leather.
Don't you fucking lie. There's not $140 in that. That is a piece of shit.
Stainless steel, but you got a looker on this one. I mean, the blade, I like that clip style blade. They didn't do it. They don't really do a whole
Mike,
lot
what would you do if you see your knife on Cutlery Corner Network?
This is one that's not often seen.
I have news for you.
Just in the stainless.
I don't care.
Priced right. There you go, Tim.
I don't give a fuck where they sell my knives. As long as they sell.
Folks. 1116. Yeah, me. I wobble.
Oh, Nico's back-ish.
At only $46.20, folks. What a beauty right here.
Nico, what are you on a dial-up? Like, is this baud rate? Like, I mean,
Michael J, Mr. Prater, as well as Terry. We try to change them up every single year. Christmas,
Nico's having technical difficulties
right there. You're going to have.
Looks like roadkill stag.
Going to contain.
What is this? Look, what the fuck is this?
It could be metal dust.
Like,
it could be nickel silver.
So Michael Prater went to the trouble of putting custom scales on a fucking hen and rooster.
He saves all that. He's good at that. He's a smart old codger too. Look at that beautiful artwork on that blade. Only $34.50 is all that.
Look at that child's fucking school project that they sent home. That they drew on there with magic markers.
They only did, from what I'm seeing.
I think we lost Nico.
350, I think that it was. We do not have that many right now. It's also.
Thank God they don't have that many.
Trapper.
Explain it.
Scratch my head on. These are normally $68, or $59.95 when we run sales, when we run specials. $34.50. He priced that like he would a Steel Warrior. And when I say he, I'm talking about Terry, because I don't take the blame.
I just got a sea snake from a giveaway. Cool little fixed blade. Just need to figure out how I want to carry it. Scout carry. Todd, scout carry is about the best way. Who'd you get it from?
Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and New Year. Anyway,
Merry
when Tim
Christmas,
comes
Happy
up here,
holidays.
I'll be talking to
Where's
him
the
in
fucking
just a second.
Tylenol?
We got a little beef going on about this top 5 in college football.
What
but
the
I'm not gonna
fuck
go
is
there right
that? Like,
now.
I don't give a shit
I wanna
about the
get my
Trump
blood
stuff
pressure.
on it, but what the
111
fuck is that?
This is going to be on what we call a pony frame, and we've had this particular design. We built
I
them
think
for years
Nico,
and
I
years
think
and
Nico
years. Then
is
they kinda
completely.
went by the wayside, almost close to a decade, and they were brought back. Mainly just for what you see here, as well as advertising. We had a lot of companies. We do a lot of business with hardware stores.
What happened?
Just all kind of. We have corporate sales.
What happened? Did
folks,
you completely
and
lose your
they
internet?
like that frame, standardized aluminum. It's going to have a stainless steel liners in it.
Yeah, frost
And
cutlery.
he has
Oh,
announced that
guys.
he's running again. He's got to he's got to get through the primaries first.
We don't care. John, shut up about that. I found a frost cutlery in a box of my grandfather's stuff. It's an old frost cutlery that was in a cigar box that was full of straight razors and like shaving stuff that was for years. Like one of my big old marbles. I had a frost cutlery. It was mine, and my grandfather found it in the yard and put it, like, I don't know where he found it, but he put it in that box, and then I never heard about it. And it's still there. I have a frost cutlery from when I was like little, like 10 or 11. And my grandfather had it in a box. One of my big shooter marbles. I think it's stuff that he just kept because that he found it in a drawer or something and kept because I had joined the Navy. But I have a frost cutlery.
We don't have any more. We're not going to have any more of the skeleton frames until 2023.
I'll go get it. It's right over here. Hang on a second. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Enjoy Jod. Enjoy Jod. I'll be right back.
Handle so that we don't have to. Michael doesn't have to charge more if it had a bone or wood or whatever the handle it is. It doesn't matter to tear it off. So we anticipate that we're going to give them to him. The Kingsman turquoise from the Kingsman mine out of the Southwest. You doing all right too, Jessica? She's not talking too much to me. I don't know what I've done to her. Yeah. And look at that. Look at that.
I'm going to try soft loops. Yeah, soft loops are good. The utility clip or the ulti clip, however you want to say it.
Isn't that incredible?
So in a box full of stuff like...
It is the oldest turquoise mine in the United States of America. So what the point that I'm trying
like
to
this
get
is an
to always
antique
take the
thing
long
of
route.
talcum powder.
We're going to not have any more once we sell the very
old
last
straight
one.
razors and stuff.
I think we
I
have
found this
maybe in a
box
couple
that
of
my
other
mother had
different
sent me,
stones.
and
I don't
in
know if
it
we have spiny oyster, but we do have that purple vein
is a frost silver bullet.
Purple stone. And there might be some golden.
And I mean, this thing is
jasper,
older than a lot of you,
that
and
we
it has
have.
got
And
such
they're all gonna be
horrible,
in the same,
horrible blade play.
We're selling these before the show even started, folks. And that's what's going to happen. They're not going to be around. I anticipate they're going to be probably gone within the next
Frost
week.
cutlery,
110609
silver bullet 1.
at only $74.50. All that's going to cost you. Christmas woodward. There is where that massive. I don't know if that's going to be a short sword buoy or whatever you want to call it. Comes with a suede leather sheath. I believe it's about 25 inches.
I have a
length.
box
It's going
of
to be a
Ohio
chipped
Match
suede,
Company matches with
chippewa
one
uses
match
a
in
lot
it.
of 420 stainless steel. It's going to have a walnut handle.
Just
Has a little
something that was my
flower on
grandfather's
top
that my
of
mother
it.
sent
You got
along.
basically like a saber sword guard done in brass.
Tech
And
lock
we had it
fits
look
great.
at
Yeah, the
Street
Tech lock
Puncher,
fits it
right?
pretty
What we
good.
did,
These, look at
weren't
that
they like
fucking
$30
thing.
There you go.
What
So I
the
always have to ask folks, so I try not to
fuck
make a
is
mistake. I
that?
have a tendency to
Why
do
is
that,
the
but I appreciate people.
why
Help
is
me
it
out. I like the
sharpened so
suede too.
far
I like
back
bringing
from
back
the...
more of that suede leather. Then you're going to have some other walnut handled
What?
chipways that we don't see a great deal
These
of,
are...
especially the one that you're looking at right now. As a matter of fact, hardly any of them that we've seen here recently. They come with the classic leather. One of them double stitched. So basically, you got like a $30-some-odd.
Yeah, I did hear
And
that.
I think
I
that's
did hear
an
that.
incredible wholesale price tag on the massive stump.
These
puncher. The big
are
one's what we call it.
fucking
That's only
hideous.
$96.50. So all these going to be breaking down to individual.
So here's the thing. We are always like, when we watch this,
So
we're like,
less than $20.
who
Look at
the
it, it's
fuck buys this?
$235
I'm going to tell you right
and
now.
retail. Now, what's going to
The
put
people
this
that are
on a
here
market,
represent the 10%
availability
of the
is going
knife
to be the
community
very, very big boy.
that actually knows
And
anything about
it's gonna
knives.
be
The other
coming with it. I hope you
90% of the
pick up
world,
that
this is
free
who,
shipping
this is what they
handling
buy.
knife. That
Mike,
four-pack
Did
the
your
Anniversary
early
International
exposure
Utility
influence
knives at $12.95.
your designs, or
Because
was
it's
it
gonna
later
have
experience?
with
A
the
lot
box,
of
the
a lot of my
25
design
27
language
inch
is
box,
real similar
on
to
this
Elliot.
particular one. They go by dimensions now. When you ship anything, next thing you know, it's going to be, if you don't ship
I
the
learned
right color,
so
now they're
being
gonna
around
charge you
Elliot and
for it
looking at his
first. But
designs and things
we'll
like
pay
that,
it.
you
You
can
won't have to
definitely see
worry
an
about it. And then you'll
influence
own the 4 international
from Elliot.
H&R's, utility working knives. All of that, all $235 and change of value.
I don't know what
At
happened.
only
Nico's there and he isn't. He's there and he isn't.
I'm using my phone. Hold on.
19.
Need to just.
Oh, look at that. Look at that thing.
Stormtrooper.
Look
This
at that
really
thing right
reminds
there.
me
How
of the
could you
Lord.
not
Now,
want that
any of you
USA Friday
folks, everything that
Stormtrooper,
we
Black
started out
Friday
with so far, hooks
Stormtrooper?
on your invoice.
How
It
could
is
you not want that?
$200 when you start
Nico,
taking
you want that,
advantage
don't
of
you?
values.
Look at
I
that.
like what you're seeing here.
Ugh.
There's only
Yeah.
How's the connection?
of this particular
Yeah,
one. Look at that
that's-
Screaming Eagle on there. Look at what they've done on the blade. They've
That
also
is,
done both sides. Now, kind of like a hydro dip, you're going to have all weather resistance.
Nico, is that a hydrographic?
Just got that look to it.
That's spray painted.
Uh,
That
no,
I think
possibly.
that's fucking. I think that's probably silk screen with the poorest
Yeah, that's-
fucking ink possible.
Retail value. Triple
Ugh.
$592 at only $7
That's just.
and
That's
88
just.
cents.
Supreme quality.
How quickly
I thought that said Black Friday
It's just like
bullshit when I
It was
first
November
glanced
1st.
at it. And I was like, how
right
accurate?
around the corner. $18.75.
Subhill.
You're going to see all kinds of specials that are going to be coming up on this show. Write
That's-
item numbers down for those of you that want to.
God, I bet that's a
get up
piece
to
of shit right there.
$100 bill. I've
Lone
always been
Star.
A fancy of this particular pattern. It goes back in my younger days.
Everything's still
Subhill
going
fighter.
good in Turkey, or
Subhill
does it
fits
look like an
really nice.
unassembled
I don't
Lego
find
kit
anybody
still?
that's even manufacturing this pattern anymore. I don't know why.
Not trying to be an
You know
asshole. I
what?
was just
That's
asking.
likely the change. And
Why
the
is the
features
audio
many
not
of them
going
is we're
through?
going through. $53
Uh-oh.
retail value.
Nico's-
$18.
Nico, can you hear me?
It's going to be $15.
I can hear you, but I'm trying to use my headset. For some reason, not connecting to the
That
headset.
is your hilt, basically like a
Oh, that
sub-hilt
happens a
guard.
lot with
And
StreamYard.
That's the sub hilt.
That's
And
that's
those
why
ones
Will
with the
has
finger
Will
little
and
pinky
2A Dave
finger
have a hard
real
time
quick,
with
depending on which way
movie
that
day.
you're holding that blade.
Um,
And it just gives you a better sense of control.
Whatever.
We're only gonna do this for a little bit
Right
longer
there, it turns- it
because
changes the whole entire
my daughter's going to bed
knob.
early and I
what
want to get
a
to tell her
price
good night.
tag,
So
Yeah.
$53? Nope.
we'll probably do this for about another 15 minutes.
No, that's fine.
I
I
just
wanna
the
check
tablet
something.
was terrible and constantly freezing, so I switched.
Well, I thought it would be a good idea because it gave you a bigger screen. Is what I was thinking.
$4.99 at only $12.95. Those are Hen and Rooster.
So I'm looking to see here.
Well, they're holiday colors. You know what I'm saying?
Why is this?
Got some good holiday
Man,
and spirit colors.
something's going on with my
They're
internet.
Usable knives, not just in the kitchen. And if you like, I said,
So,
if you lose one,
yeah,
you break
there we
one,
go.
or anything like that takes place. Yeah, it doesn't ruin your whole entire day.
Where the
Fishing, more.
bro? My shit's freezing up. Oh, look at those.
Ugh.
$12.95. That's your free shipping. If you buy that, you get free shipping, ground shipping on all your knives that you
Uh-huh.
order. And then I'm gonna tell you, I got drunk one night and these idiots talked me into buying a bunch of stuff on Cutlery Corner Network. These guys, I don't have the email address I used. I had to cancel it. Like I can't even open an email up again. I was getting 5 to 6 emails a day from Frost Cutlery and Cutlery Corner Network. They butt fuck your email account. Don't buy anything from them. Trust me.
Process Voss is a brand that
What is that?
available from the year
Yeah, just
1900 to
not worth it.
1975.
Even the
75
gag
years
part of
strong.
it isn't worth it.
Basically, there are multiple different German manufacturers.
See, here's the thing.
including
So some of
Bertram
these companies
Cutlery,
like
probably Robert
Voss
Claus and others,
and was it
built the
Voss?
line
Now
of
that you're back,
product.
we'll do this.
We had the capabilities,
Voss,
James A. Jim Frost had the capabilities to
Hen and
purchase the
Rooster,
rights to that
some of those
name,
other
bring back
companies
some product. We
actually,
did so. A very, very
um,
good move. It's going to be 4116 German steel. However, I can tell you something else.
they are actually old companies that used to make really good knives. I had an old Hen and Rooster.
Yeah.
It was a great little knife. And now I've seen the new ones and they are fucking garbage.
Yeah.
This is one that you
Back
probably
in the
need to
day,
hurry
when
up
things
on,
were actually made
though.
well.
Yeah.
people
Well,
are
like
buying
Puma.
more
Puma
than
doesn't
one
make
of
real
them.
great
Good
knives anymore, but
all-around
you've seen my
working
Puma
knife.
Stag
You get a lot
Bowie.
of, you get a
Yeah,
lot
And
of
some of the older ones,
gorgeous.
they
Get a
were
lot of
they were
product,
fucking great.
for
But
your
that was new
dollars
old
that
stock.
are
That thing
spent.
was
Last
Yeah.
time we
thing's
had it,
probably
was,
45, 40, 35, 40 years old. It's probably as old as I am.
This is a pre-Black Friday special. not a Black
So
Friday
we,
special. So this is
where
one
I live,
that
we
you're
call
gonna
that
hurry
fucking
up
Thursday.
on. $11.88.
Pre-Black Friday,
massive fixed blade
Thursday
knife.
or Tuesday
You know,
or
it's not
Wednesday
out
or
handy. I'm
Monday,
gonna help
you
you out
know,
there,
one
Jeff,
of those
if
days.
you don't mind. I need to. I
Did
got
you
some
guys,
skills
I have
set,
to do,
you
did
know,
you guys
to
hear
this
like the
thing.
big
Yeah, massive
diatribe that
heavy
somebody
duty
went on
wood
about
steel
like
that's
how
in that
Black
blade.
Friday is
Got my
racist?
sight pins
And
on it.
then
Again,
they got
full
just
sanding on it,
destroyed
visible
because everybody was
tube,
like,
has more
you
of
do
a
know it's
leather
talking
resistant
about red and
style
black, like being
sheath
back
that
into
you're gonna be
black. So they have
receiving
this
with it as
sale
well. I
where
mean,
they
this is a
they
Kemp
generate
copper right
all
here.
this revenue because
Yeah,
they
it's
offer
a
things a
working knife.
little
It's
bit
not
off and
really
people just go
anything
nuts,
that
like
I would
everything's
imagine
off.
people are going
And
to
so it's a way for
collect.
them to go from being in the red into their pre-Christmas, post Thanksgiving to sell off a bunch of stuff so they can get into the black for the Christmas holidays. And I was like, I was seeing all of this live, like happening in Twitter, and I was like, ooh, and they were like, the next thing you know, fucking the whole tweet was gone. I was like,
Yeah.
that's fucking bullshit. They call it Black Friday. It was just like slave sale, shit like that. And fucking everybody's like, you are a fucking idiot. Like, you represent millions of years of evolution. Fucking act like it. You could look something up before you type it.
However, it could if you
No,
sharpen
apparently
it
not.
down. Yes, a
Uh,
lot of knife at that price, folks. On a 111
let's see here.
600 at only
Brown
$11.
Brown Wednesday comes after Taco Tuesday.
Well, we got
Yes, it
Dreaming
does.
of a White Christmas.
Yes, it
Now
does.
you've got the third in the series of the limited edition Hen and Rooster Snowman. All right, it's a hen and
What
rooster.
the
There
fuck
will
is
be
this,
no more of them
guys?
manufactured. And I
What
come to
is-
find out, I thought that there were 1,200 of them that were done. There were not. It was
Ugh.
like
What the
1,000.
this?
It'll change next year. It started in 2020 with Jim Frost. And then last year's they're about gone, except a few.
Ugh.
You know what? You're going to see those here in just 1 second. At only $68.50. And then look at
What
this.
the
No, they show the knives. Because it keeps like,
handle.
no.
Knives
No.
you're going to
Who
receive.
is loud?
Great knives recommended for me to
Huh?
y'all on every
No, I
end,
said if
especially
they drop the camera.
No, I'm
though.
not. I'm not.
the
Okay,
packaging
Oh,
I'm
and,
talking about the chat.
you know, the weight.
Who is
So you've
loud?
got a good looking, attractive
maybe me.
knife, kitchen block. And then that's when I say
Brown
single forge,
Wednesday.
the only thing that's not the same steel forge is going to be the white, beautiful white.
Is
handle,
Rocky
that creamy
posting
white
something that
handle
I'm not
and the
reading? Because I
rivet.
haven't seen
You're going to have
any
the kitchen
posts from
shears,
Rocky.
You're going to have a Chef Knife Santuco carver as well as a utility.
Urban Woodsman
and a paring
is here.
knife. But you're going to have, and we came up with the Hen and Rooster limited edition snowman because of Frost.
Oh, you can't hear
Jim
Jod.
Frost, who left us, he passed away. He fell to COVID
He
on
dead.
January the 7th of 2021, and it took.
Uh-oh.
Do not buy generic Viagra anywhere until you hear what happened.
Thanks, YouTube.
Hang on a second. Now, I typically would skip this. However, that absolutely got my attention. Now, I'm not going to play any more of it because I don't want monetized content. But I'm going to save that for after the live because I'm only going to do this for a few more minutes. My daughter said she'd stick her head in when she gets ready to go to bed. I absolutely want to know what happens if you take generic Viagra. Because I can tell you what happens if you don't need Viagra and you take a whole pill, which I didn't need, and I was supposed to take a half, and nobody told me that, and I took a whole pill. My pee-pee got very erect to the point where it was painful, and it looked like it ran out of skin. Like it was like it had hit the end and peeled the hole open, and I was like, "Ow, ow, ow!" I was violently erect.
Ow. Yeah, yeah. Oof.
Whew.
Maybe you just get a generic erection.
Oh my! I had invited a girl over to my house. My friend had just came back from a trip, and he had went to Mexico, and he came back to Japan, and he brought back a bunch of Viagra with him, and he gave me one. He gave me a couple of them and he goes, yeah, you got a date tonight, right? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, here, take this. And I was like, so I took one and I absolutely regretted it. I was like, this isn't working. And it was summertime and it's in Japan. So it's hot and humid. And I'm wearing like a pair of silk boxer shorts in my apartment. And I got up to go to the bathroom and I walked in front of the fan and the fan blew my boxer shorts. And I was like, ow, 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 ow. How'd that happen so fast? It's like it ran out of skin. I was like, ow, it's painful. So Kyle Connors, I don't have issues with it. I'm having trouble getting one of my fixed blades centered. You may have a drug problem. It's off center. Well, that's not true because I've seen some of the Frost Cutlery fixed blades and you know what I'm talking about. The off center, like how is like with a fixed blade, it doesn't even have to be straight. It just has to look straight. Like a folding knife has to be straight. Like how do you get that so bad? Like it looks like you twisted it.
Yeah.
Happy haptics. Yeah, it was bad. The girl that came over that night never called me back. Like she fucking limped out of my house because every time we'd get done, like she'd move and pull the sheets and write that all over again. I'm like, and she's like, no, again? I was like, I do something with it.
Can't just leave it.
To center a fixed blade, make sure you are aiming between the ribs, not at them. My Fox blade
Fixed blade
is like a natural recurve in my. Oh, Jesus Christ. Blue Chew Group put stiffs in it. What the fuck? Well, guys, my daughter's waving at me. So I'm going to go tell my daughter good night and tell my wife good night. And I've got to get the trash out too because it's fucking trash day. This has been a lot of fun. There's still 55 people here. Typically, I would still keep going, but you know, too much of a good thing is still too much. I'm running out of things to say. I don't know if you guys have noticed. So if you're new here and you're still here, I like to have my live feeds be a little reprieve from just the standard. Like I like Jared's live feeds, and I know they're all music stuff, or I mean all knife stuff, but like I like to have a little reprieve from it, and I think we all need that. So for a knife channel to have a live feed that's like kind of off center from typical content, I always like it. I always like it because it's more fun. It gets you guys like the stuff that I do in the recorded videos is very like it's very set forth with a purpose. Like I want to provide this information. But to do a live feed, if I don't have a guest other than Nico, because Nico already knows how weird I am. If I do a live feed, I can kind of just talk about fun stuff. We can just have fun. I like it to be something that is a little more fun, a little less knife related. That's why I have the Gilded server. If you're a paying member or if you got gifted a paying membership, go check out the Gilded server. There's not much knife stuff there. There's a few rooms for it. But it's basically just a bunch of people getting together, goofing off and having fun. So there's a purpose to my videos. There are a purpose to my videos. I set forth with a specific purpose in mind to review a knife, give you an honest review, let you know what I think of it. But that doesn't necessarily give everyone a good, like, you don't get a good feel for like what I'm actually like in those live, unless you're watching live feeds, which Nico can tell you is much more of an accurate portrayal of me than what you get in like a review video. This is what you get. Like, this is just me. So it's proactive. It gets people going. It is. It's fun. Real shit. I got to ring a bell. Happy Haptic says, real shit, Mike. We're here because you're the realist. We don't want to sit around like pigeon-brained drones who only think about and discuss sharp shit. Don't change. I won't. I like doing the live feeds like this. I will say, if I can do it, I've got a lot of filming to do. I want to try and get in ahead because there is a chance that like on the 26th, when they do the exploratory camera thing up a booty hole, that there's a chance they may just immediately have to do the surgery. So I don't want it to be like, oh, I went in on the 26th on a Wednesday for surgery and you don't see anything. So you'll see like the 26th, I'm going to schedule. Oh, that really fucking hurt. I just dropped my Norseman on my toe.
Ow.
I don't know if you guys know this, but the Grimsmo
Not
Norseman
light. It's light,
is
but still not that light.
right on my toe.
Ouch.
Fake Knives in the background says it all. CrazySharp game channel. I might play games. So if you guys want, I have a game channel. It's called CrazySharp Games. I may go over there here in a little bit and just do cowboy shit on Red Dead Redemption 2 for a while. I was in the middle of a mission. We're getting ready to start a mission when I stopped. So yeah. There's going to be a lot of content that gets scheduled all at once. So like I'll put up a bunch of stuff. So you'll see a bunch of premieres. Just know that like I only did it because there's a chance I might stay in the hospital for more than a day.
Hopefully not, but
So yeah, I don't want to either. But yeah, guys, I love y'all. I'm gonna get out of here. I owe you something. I owe you 2 quick things before you go. Don't leave. I owe you guys 2 video clips because I have one you get every time and one I haven't done for a while.
They call me Cuba Pete. I'm the king of a rumba beat. When I play the maracas, I go chick chicky boom, chick chicky boom. Yeah.
There's that. And then because we haven't watched it in a while.
oh
He's a
god.
very rare diamond. Jack, I want you to draw me like one of your French girls. Wearing this.
All right.
Wearing only this. The last thing I need is another picture of me looking like a porcelain doll. As a paying customer, I expect to get what I want. Look at my boobies, Jack. Look at
Look at my boobies, Jock. Look at my boobies.
That makes me laugh every time.
Hey, listen up, you weird fuckers. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. I love y'all, and I'll talk to you later. Good night.
There, guys.